This is how I made Geometry Dash in Minecraft. The very first thing I did before any textures, fine-tuning, or really anything was to test and make sure the base idea worked. In Geometry Dash, the most essential parts are what? They're the speed, jumping, and depth detection with spikes. First, I grabbed some command blocks and tested out just the basic idea. Using a tagged armor stand, I tied the armor stand's location to myself, but also to the Z coordinate it was on, so it looked like it was basically on a track. Imagine this armor stand being your player in Geometry Dash, and imagine these spikes being able to kill you. An immediate success. Next, I made this command block, which basically detected if the armor stand had a dripstone block underneath it, and if it did, it would make an ouch. Actually, hurt effects looked cooler. There would definitely be fine-tuning needed for hit detections and whatnot, but having this armor stand also meant I could have quote-unquote transparent platforms. We now had a depth detection for certain blocks, a player model that would be our cube, and all we needed was consistent speed. Having a teleport command that activated once I had a certain tag meant I could have a toggleable speed and off and on switch. But it did look janky, so I would need to figure out something to fix that. There was also a slight delay with the armor stand movements, but at this point I knew there was a good chance I could make this an official recreation of Geometry Dash. With the basic idea in place, I built the beginning of the stage, and this process was boring. But basically I found an account that makes replicas of all of RobTop's levels, copied the level, and just counted tiles to create the exact layout. Here was the start of the layout of the first level. Now it was time to fix the speed element of all of this. First, I found a place for where the viewer could stand. In the initial start of the level, the first spike is clearly visible, so I figured I'd stand here. Also, to make it look like the player was standing on the lower blue wall, I raised everything by about 10 blocks. Next, I mirrored the layout so the player could actually physically jump up the blocks while running. Keep in mind they'll be facing forwards non-stop, but this was needed just for the platforming to work. Alright, time to deal with the speed issue. Originally, I wanted to do that teleport thing, but it was just so janky. So instead I thought, why not try to data merge my player's motion? But you can't do that. So since I can't modify a player's data, maybe a boat's data? Oh, nice. Okay, time to jump in the boat, and it kind of works. It just needs some more tweaking maybe. With this though, I can now have a smooth running experience, sort of. Few issues. The boat wouldn't move while I sat in it, and if its X motion was constantly being merged, I couldn't edit its Y motion data. What if instead I data merge only the armor stand and teleport my player relative to where it is? It was time to start tweaking. This got complicated really fast. I moved instead of command blocks to a data pack, and essentially this is what I had in English. The armor stand would move with this function and constantly data merge its motion. Data merging its motion just meant that it would go forward, left, right, up, and I could make that however I desired. When I jumped, it temporarily disabled that and applied artificial jump motion I gave it. The disabling was due to having a constant merge and having to be able to actually add gravity. When it landed, it resumed like normal. Now this was great and all, but to keep up with the armor stand, I initially thought, why not just teleport me relative to it? Again, this made it so I couldn't jump, and it was insanely laggy. So I thought, okay, boats don't work, why not teleport a pig and ride it? This was so much smoother, except now I needed a new jump detection not using a scoreboard. It was getting there. So what I did was, sitting on my pig, I'd use a predicate to detect if my player was moving forward or jumping. Huge shout out to Legit Moose, Misode GitHub, and this random Reddit I found for making these tools very easy and learnable. I had no idea how to make predicates and write JSON before this. Essentially, predicates detect things some scoreboards can't detect. And even when I'm jumping on this pig, it detects that even though I'm not actually jumping. Now I solved the lagginess issue when controlling the armor stand and how to jump and move forward and detect that while on a pig. This made for a pretty functional setup. And at this point, I decided it was time to make a resource pack. Oh yeah. You gotta love that Stereo Madness music. This was just to ensure that the timing of the song matched up like in the game. Putting a timer, you could see that with the song starting first contact with our first spike, the time was roughly about 1.5 seconds. Comparing in Minecraft, it was actually already just about the same. I tried to get the music and gameplay to sync, but it wouldn't quite work. Although I figured the music was more for the feel of it all. All I really wanted was to have a fun Minecraft version of the game, and it was coming along well. Some quick tweaks though. I no longer need an alternative platform to stand on. I moved the Geometry Dash player slightly to the left to have more anticipation time. And I forced the player to automatically mount the pig and face the proper direction each reset. Now it was time for a death counter and death detection, which was super easy. In my tick, I just made it so that if the armor stand hit a block above or the side of a block or spike, it would reset. This actually turned out to be a bit tricky. It wasn't as easy at first. I was using particles to visualize where my hitbox on the right side was. I shouldn't mess with this until I had my actual player, not this armor stand. So real fast, I figured out how to make my armor stand have a block on it using a mounting command. And then I generated a model and plugged in the code and mounted it to the armor stand, and voila. Now you can use the particles to find the edge of the block and get an accurate hitbox. And with that, we could also make the armor stand invisible. Perfect. With the blocks killing it, I made another scoreboard and tied that to a text display. With all this done, my next task was to create my rocket ship guy. I'll be fully honest though, at this point, the scripting and the making of the game got so complex. I did so much tweaking. I don't really know how all this works now, but it does. Those white trapdoors are pretend portals, and that brown concrete is where I do a lot of messing around to turn him into a rocket ship man. At this point, all I literally had to do now was create an explosion effect, finish the course, add some textures, add a crazy amount of error code fixes, so many error code fixes, add particles for the end, create an emergency glitch reset fix button, make a little cool icon for my world and resource pack, and voila! Geometry Dash in Minecraft. Now, a few takeaways and lessons I learned in the midst of creating this project while I showcase the level. And yes, you will be able to play it yourself, just look in the description for the download link. Okay, first and foremost, never give yourself a tight video deadline while working with janky code. This forced me to write my script at like 1 in the morning. When it comes to riding pigs, don't make your reset button a carrot on a stick for an easy scoreboard detection. The pig will want the carrot, and this gave me hours of confusion as to why I was moving with no movement. This one was huge. Rather than having motion data on the entity constantly merging it, I should have just had certain blocks trigger the motion, sort of like a horizontal escalator. This would have made the glitchy jumps and gravity fixes much easier to deal with. Another one, don't expect beating this level to be easy or even possible. It is technically possible, but creating artificial gravity in Minecraft and physics is a nightmare, and so it will make for some interesting gameplay. Oh, and don't expect a great end to the course, because I got lazy and tired towards the end. I feel like there were a lot of times I definitely sunk more time into certain things than I should have, but I guess that's just a live and let learn sort of situation. I'm not entirely happy with the end result because of a few glitchy parts, but it does look pretty cool. So yeah, but that's how I made Geometry Dash in Minecraft. Leave a like and subscribe, and let me know if you want more levels and maybe a recoding of the entire thing with cleaner playing mechanics. Try out the level yourself. I promise you will hate your life. Enjoy life, enjoy Minecraft, and I don't know, I'll see ya.